Hello everyone, it's H here for Countertrend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at Litecoin macro. If you want to support us, you can hit the like on this video and subscribe to this channel. But without further ado, let's get right into the video itself. So here is the weekly chart for Litecoin. Again, we're going to be using LA wave theory as the basis for this video, and are going to be looking into two different main counts and one local count that is from the lows around June 2022. Again, this is the weekly time frame, so this is local for a weekly time frame. But yeah, overall, mega bull count, a bear count, and then a the structures are from 2022 onwards. But yeah, this mega bull is assuming that we have had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know the 3, 4 here is not the best, but this is the best way we can actually label it, in my opinion. We have a divergence here between 3rd and 5th, which is what we are seeking. And this could either be a wave 1 or wave A. After that one, we would have a 3-way pullback, which looks better in arithmetic. You see the proportions are way better if we are looking at here. And on log scale, of course, it doesn't really look too good. But if we want to be super bull, we would have this as another low, like we have it on RSI, and then have another 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, yes, I do realize that this one is, or the lower degree wave structure of intermediate is way larger than the one of higher degree. That is something that goes towards more of the bearish count, but this is only the count if you want to be mega bull. Once we start to break any of these previous highs, then we can turn more bearish. And if we break out these lows here, well, we're coming for the next ones very soon. Again, to break even these previous highs, that's another almost 50% down, and 68 for the lows of March 2020. So again, quite a long way still to go, and from the all-time highs we are still down 80%. Locally, this count would assume that we have yet another diagonal. I do like this idea. Then have a expander flat, which is yet something that I do like. But for the bull scenario, I think we have to assume that wave 2 is already in, because if we don't, the wave 2 would be ending up here later on to create a larger flat, which is something that is what I like a bit more. But at that point, the wave 2 would have taken so much amount of time in comparison to this wave 1 here that it's just not that probable anymore. So for the bull counts, we don't really want to be breaking the lows we had on September 2023. That's the reason why I have had this weird ugly structure made for Litecoin, topping at around 109 and then coming down. It could be that we are creating some kind of 3-way structure before looking for our highs again, and if this indeed is the 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to count, then we're going to the moon in the next few years. But that is the mega bull scenario. Of course, there are variations of this where this wave B could be later on, but we are discussing that next on the bear count. So this is the more bearish count. Again, variations are there, but this would assume that this 5-way structure would be the end of something, meaning that we have had a 3-way structure here that could be either a counter move of something. So either it would be the start, the correction of this move here, or even just the start of WXY. That would be ultimately bullish, but the idea that we would have this as a counter move from the trend that would be coming down, we would be just continuing to the downside. That is not that probable at the moment. Why? Because we have taken out a top of this W, or potential W. That generally means that we have an expanded flat on our hands, and we would be currently making that C wave, targeting the lows we had here around $22. how we're going to be getting there is with some kind of potential diagonal. For the diagonal, we also have a couple of different ways of looking at it. Either we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, or that we have this only as the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This 2 could also be here, as it is still higher. But yeah, those are the two options. Generally, we would be looking for way lower prices with this expanded flat, and after that one, we would be again looking for a three-way structure for that wave Y. But again, if this happens, you would generally want to be looking at options to trade into this after the lows of this A wave, so less than $22. Again, this is starting to get more and more probable once we start to take out the bullish levels that we had here locally, so around $58 and $41.7. If those are broken, then we can think that this move is some kind of three wave, more than likely, or that we are creating some kind of expanded flat, which would be a potentially continuing the previous pattern to the downside and creating some kind of larger structure. But those are overall again bearish. So let's take a look at the local structure from the lows of June 2022. So that is something that interests me, at least. I think this is probably the most probable. Why? Is just because of the structure that we had here. Always, we can't trust all the way to all these structures, and RSI either, but this is something that I see. The first structure is similar to what I presented in the bull scenario, where we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a bit different wave structure. It is very overlapping, but it does fit the idea that we have some kind of diagonal, since we have all these divergences formed. And since then, we would have a three-way structure into wave A of this B wave, and three-way pullback into wave B, taking out the high, creating a expanded flat structure, and then we'd be looking for a down move. At the moment, we would be looking for this drop as a wave 1, we'd be looking for wave 2, 3, 4, and 5, ultimately targeting the lows of $58. Again, at that point, this whole thing becomes a more probable to be a wave B than a wave 2. Why is that? Again, generally we don't really see flats on a wave 2s regularly, but again, that is very possible as long as we hold the lows of 41.5 or 7, whatever that was, dollars here, the lows of June 2022. That still allows us to have a wave 1 and wave 2. If this indeed is a diagonal here, we can't again take out that low, and we can play against it once we get to the target areas down below. But yeah, there is definitely options to go for lower. It might be that we are creating one more lower low here to create a potential 5-way structure here, 3-way pullback up a bit higher, getting into some resistance areas, and then rushing down in wave 3, 4, and 5, and then we are most likely around these consolidation areas, where you can be looking at some volume profile as well to see if there are let's see if this actually shows us. It probably don't. Yeah, it doesn't on this crypto, because this is not an exchange. I don't think this supports the volume, or maybe that is too long time ago. Not quite sure. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, no volume data. Okay, that explains it. But yeah, there's probably an area of interest throughout this, somewhere in the middle, and you could be targeting that. But yeah, that is the more of a local bias. Even more local, we have again option of creating some kind of triangle at the moment here, some kind of potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is why I was expecting that one more low. It doesn't have to happen, but it would be kind of weird to have this potential wave 3 extension down below here with the lowest RSI as well, not getting a divergence here. But yeah, at that point I would be looking for long setups here, short setups after we create a three-way structure, and those would be the hedges on both sides. Of course, taking profits on certain points, but that is yet another topic for another day. If you're interested in getting those potential trade setups, head into the Discord that we have and check us out from there with the signals that we're providing. Also, if you're interested in copy trading, that is also available, and also lower fees on an exchange. Our partner exchange, BitUnix, is offering really great deals at the moment, so check that out if you wish. But that's going to do it for this video on Litecoin. Hope you enjoyed and got something out of it again. See you on the next video. Bye bye.